Hello everyone, myself Kalpana Chaudhary, Department of Chemistry, RBNB College, Srirampur. We have started our topic Chemical Thermodynamics, and today we are going to see the concept of Hess law. Now let us see first what is the statement of this law. The statement of this law is that overall enthalpy change for a chemical reaction is equal to the sum of enthalpy changes in individual steps in the given chemical reaction. Now let us see what is that statement. Overall enthalpy changes in a chemical reaction is equal to the sum of enthalpy changes in individual steps of the reaction. That means here, according to this Hess law, what is this Hess law? Overall enthalpy changes in a chemical reaction, and that is equal to the sum of enthalpy changes in individual steps in that chemical reaction. Now let us see here example and then we will explain that. Now let us see, for example, that formation of ammonia that takes place in two steps. Now let us see step first. In step first, 2 moles of H2 gas that combines with 1 mole of N2 gas, and we'll get formation of N2H4 gas. And in this first step, the enthalpy change that observed to be, and that is given by first step. So here that is written as delta R, that is enthalpy change for the reaction, and here 1 that indicates that is for first step. Now here that value is given by plus 95.4 kilojoule. And in second step, this product formed in the first step that reacts with N2H4 gas that reacts with 1 mole of H2 gas, and here we'll get formation of 2 moles of ammonia in gaseous step. Now in the second step, that enthalpy change observed to be, that is given by delta R H degree for second step. So here suffix 2 is written, and here that is found to be minus 187.6 kilojoule. Now here the formation of ammonia that takes place in 2 steps, and in the first step that enthalpy change found to be 95.4 kilojoule, and in the second step ammonia formation takes place, and here we will get formation of that enthalpy change found to be delta RH2 is equal to minus 187.6, and here if we do the summation of these 2 steps, then here we get net equation for the formation of ammonia gas. Now let us will add this equation according to the algebraic equation we are adding in that manner. Now here N2H4 that are similar entities and that are get cancelled out. Now here twice H2 gas and here 1 H2 gas. 2 plus 1 that will give 3 moles of H2 gas that combines with 1 mole of N2 gas, and here we'll get formation of 2 moles of ammonia gas. And here we have to do the summation of these enthalpies. Now here one enthalpy that is found to be positive 95.4, and second step that enthalpy change found to be minus 187.6, and here summation of both these enthalpies that will give the required enthalpy change for this chemical equation, and that is found to be minus 92.2 kilojoule. That means here overall enthalpy changes in a chemical reaction, overall enthalpy change in this chemical equation, that is nothing but the sum of enthalpies in the individual steps. Now here ammonia formation takes place in 2 steps. Now here if we do the summation of enthalpy changes in both the steps, then that enthalpy change is found to be equal to the enthalpy change for the formation of ammonia. That means Hess law is nothing but that gives consequence to the enthalpy is a state function. That means from this chemical equation it is observed that enthalpy change that depends on only initial state and final state of the system, and hence here Hess law is applicable for the reaction in which enthalpy changes are not found experimentally. Then according to Hess law we can find out enthalpy change for the chemical equation, and that is the application of Hess law. Here Hess law is overall enthalpy changes in a chemical reaction is equal to the sum of enthalpy changes in individual steps of the reaction. And we have seen this concept. Now let us see the next concept, that is spontaneous or irreversible process. What is spontaneous or irreversible process? Now let us see first what is meant by spontaneous or irreversible process. The process which occurs on its own, that means without external help, or the process which proceeds naturally without any external influence, without applying external influence, that reaction occurs on its own. That reactions are said to be spontaneous or irreversible reaction. And here there are some key points how to identify that spontaneous reaction. Now let us see the first key point. Spontaneous reactions or irreversible reactions occur on its own. That means that does not need any external help to occur that reaction. Now second one, spontaneous reactions occur in one direction, that occurs in one direction, and the reaction cannot get reversed until the external stimulant is used in that chemical equation. Now here that spontaneous reactions are continuous till that equilibrium is reduced, and that fourth one, spontaneous process that can be rapid or spontaneous process that can be slow, or we can say that spontaneous process does not give any idea about the rate of the chemical equation. That means that spontaneous or irreversible reaction that does not concern with rate of chemical equation. So here what is that spontaneous or reversible process? The process that should be natural, that should occur on its own, that does not need any external help. When that reaction goes in one direction, the reaction cannot get reversed until any external influence is applied, and also spontaneous process does not give idea about the rate of the chemical reaction. Now let us see what is the relationship between energy and spontaneity. Now let us see what is that, the relation between energy and spontaneity. Now we know that what is that, spontaneous reaction that occurs on its own without any external help. Now here it is seen that spontaneous reaction occurs in a direction in which the energy of the system is get lowered. Spontaneous reaction occurs in that direction in which that energy of the system is get lowered. Or we can say that when exothermic reactions are proceed, then the reactions are spontaneous in nature. For example, let us see, when NaOH that reacts with HCl, NaOH that reacts with HCl, we know that this one is neutralization reaction and will get formation of sodium chloride and water. And in this reaction, the enthalpy change that found to be minus 57 kilojoule. Here NaOH that reacts with HCl, and here the enthalpy change found to be in this reaction is minus 57 kilojoule. Now as the value is negative, the reaction is exothermic. The reaction is exothermic, and this reaction is spontaneous reaction. This reaction is spontaneous reaction, and here the reaction is exothermic. So here we can say that the spontaneous reaction occurs in that reaction in which energy of the system is get lowered. But here some examples are observed on the other hand side that we will see here. Now let us see, if we consider ice that is present in the solid state. Now if we keep that ice at room temperature, then we know that get dissolved and will get formation of liquid water, and this reaction occurs at room temperature that is above 0 degrees Celsius. And how this happens? Here when this ice that absorbs energy from its surrounding, then only the melting of ice is possible and will get that water in liquid form. So here this reaction is also spontaneous, but here what happens? Absorption of energy takes place. In this case, absorption of energy takes place, and here water formation takes place. That means this reaction is endothermic reaction. This reaction is endothermic reaction. And also another example, if we will see, that one is also spontaneous reaction. For example, dissolution of sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is present in the solid state. When that is dissolved in water, then it get dissociate to form Na plus ion and Cl minus ion. And in this reaction, the enthalpy change for this reaction that is found to be plus 3.9 kilojoule. In this reaction, NaCl, when that is dissolved in water, that reaction takes place spontaneously, and here ion separation takes place, and in this reaction the enthalpy change that found to be plus 3.9 kilojoule. That means the enthalpy change value indicates that this reaction is also endothermic reaction. This reaction is also endothermic reaction, because here when NaCl dissolved in water, NaCl absorbs energy from its surrounding, then its dissociation in its aqueous solution takes place and the heat absorbed that observed to be plus 3.9 kilojoule. These both reactions are spontaneous reactions, but these reactions are found to be endothermic reaction. These reactions are found to be endothermic reaction, and hence exothermicity is not the criteria to identify spontaneous reaction, because it is said that spontaneous reaction occurs in that direction in which energies get lowered. That means exothermicity is the criteria for spontaneous reaction. But these both examples that are found to be spontaneous reactions, and these both reactions are also found to be endothermic reaction, and hence we can conclude that exothermicity is not the criteria for the spontaneous reaction or for the spontaneous process. And so we have to see the next concept to see or to study the thermodynamic equations or reactions, that is entropy. Let us see the next concept, entropy. Now what is this entropy? Entropy is the thermodynamic function which measures randomness of the molecules or randomness of the atoms present in the molecules, and entropy is denoted by the capital letter S. That is denoted by capital letter S. Now let us see the example of ice. Now when ice is present, that is present in solid state, and here the atoms of that ice is present in solid state, and here whatever that atoms are present in ice, that are arranged in a specific ordered manner. So we can say that here this structure is highly ordered state structure. Now when this ice is kept at room temperature, that is above 0 degrees Celsius, then we know that this process is spontaneous and ice starts to melt. When melting of ice is start, then this order is get collapsed and the atoms moves freely in the space available to them. Now here that structure is found to be here, these atoms that moves freely when ice starts to melt, and will get water in liquid form. That means here ordered state of ice is get disturbed and here disordered state is found, because here atoms that moves freely away from each other in the available space. So this state is called as disordered state. Disordered state. And here if this ice is melted to form this water in liquid form, then this water in liquid form that vaporizes to form vapors. Now when ice is vaporized, that water is vaporized, that molecules are move randomly, and here again that more disordered state is observed, because in vapor state that atoms are goes far away from each other in the available space, and that structure is found to be that atoms goes far away from each other, and this one is the gaseous state of water. And here order is found to be highly disordered state. Now let us see here how that changes occurs. Ice is present in solid state in ice, that highly ordered state of that atoms is observed. Now when this ice starts to melt, then water liquid state is obtained, and here disordered state is obtained. That means here atoms goes away from each other, that atoms moves freely in the available space. Then here when this water liquid is get vaporized, will get formation of water in the gaseous state, and here highly disordered state is observed because that atoms are freely moved from each other, and here we'll get that more disordered state. Now it is observed that if more is the disordered state, then greater is the entropy for that substances. That means here entropy for this ice in solid state, that is less as compared to the entropy for water in liquid state, and here entropy for the water in the gaseous state, that is found to be higher order. Now here we can find out the entropy change for the particular reaction, whether that one is positive or negative, depending upon the state of the matter or the state of the substances which are get changed from one state to another state. That means here again see here ice in the solid state, here compact structure is there, more ordered structure is there, so here entropy is found to be less. Now here that ice is present in the water liquid form now by absorption of energy, then here disordered state is obtained, and here entropy as compared with ice, that is found to be higher. Now here if we compare this water in the gaseous state with water in liquid state or with ice, then here more disordered is obtained, and here entropy in this state, that is found to be higher. That means we can say that higher is the disordered state, greater is the entropy for that system. Now let us see two examples how that entropy change is found. Now consider example of H2 gas. Now this hydrogen gas get dissociate to form hydrogen atoms. Here we will get formation of hydrogen atoms. Now here only 1 mole of H2 gas is present. Only 1 mole of H2 gas is present, and when it get dissociate, we'll get formation of 2 moles of H2 gas. 2 moles of hydrogen gaseous atoms. Here 1 mole of H2 gas that dissociates to form 2 moles of hydrogen in its gaseous state. Now here if we compare the disordered state of both sides, reactants and product side, then here this entity is present in the gaseous state, but here only 1 mole is present. So disordered race is there. Disordered state is found to be disordered state, and here also both these hydrogen gas that are present in the gaseous state, so here also state is disordered state. But here if we compare number of moles on both sides, then it is observed that here only 1 mole is present, here 2 moles. So in this state, disordered state is there, but that is highly disordered state. That is highly disordered state, and hence entropy in product side is more as compared with the entropy in reactant side. So here if we observe that change in entropy for this reaction, then that is found to be positive value. That means here we can say that when more disordered state is there, then for that state entropy is always higher, and so we can say that if greater is the entropy, more is the disordered state for that substances. Now we will stop here. Thank you.